There are now numerous cases confirmed of people in that mega prison who should not be. Flipped a state Senate seat in Pennsylvania that was a Trump plus 15. He didn't talk about cuts to CDC funding for measles outbreaks, which we're undergoing right now in Texas. No one seems to care.
It's been a while Tarlov free on the channel, so I thought we could jump back in today of her dismantling her MAGA co-host with an array of Trump lies they're trying to defend. So hit that like button for us, as always, helps us out a ton. And let's get into this and be back after with the context that is very much needed.
He didn't talk about cuts to CDC funding for measles outbreaks, which we're undergoing right now in Texas. No one seems to care. He didn't talk about cuts to HUD. That means that people that are searching for emergency or transitional housing will be out of a home and be homeless by April 1st. And guess what? That's going to really affect veterans in the Hudson Valley. We didn't hear anything about that.
This is why I love when MAGA clowns will be like, well, this is actually what I voted for, because it really is just the ultimate cope. Trump didn't talk about cutting medical research funding or Medicaid or closing Social Security offices or school nutrition funding because he couldn't have, right? If he mentioned he would do those things instead of lying about fixing the economy on day one and ending wars, he would have lost, which is why we see Republican voters now at these town halls raging and revolting with their Congress members who are trying to defend these things. Nobody asked for this. And the reality is nobody that isn't going to profit from it wants it. And for legal immigrants or residents to be deported without due process is going to be scary to anyone who could be next, right? The Constitution being circumvented is going to be a problem, especially with those, I don't know, who served in the army to defend it. And now there's only so many options left to stop something like this.
Like Elise Stefanik would be UN ambassador if the Republicans felt good about what's going on, but she has to go back to her district. They're looking at internal polling from the Florida special election in the 6th district where Mike Waltz was. It was a Trump plus 30. The internal polling shows that the Democrat there, Josh Weil, is up 3. And we just flipped a state Senate seat in Pennsylvania that was a Trump plus 15.
Yeah, and for those of you who weren't aware, Trump pulled Elise Stefanik's nomination, specifically citing the thin House margins and not wanting to risk losing it. And it's because of the massive failure that has been the Trump administration the second time around, where even in huge plus Trump districts and how he did in the election this year, we are seeing them already turn blue, like in Pennsylvania, in these special elections. And Trump is probably starting to regret pulling so many House members to be in his cabinet in a brash sense of confidence because Americans are now rejecting his message and by default, Republicans at every turn. It turns out that the majority of Americans aren't wealthy. And while you can sadly get away with racism and misogyny, when you start messing with their health care and their bank account, well, that's when they're going to draw the line.
There's still a due process issue here. And there are now numerous cases confirmed of people in that mega prison who should not be. We talked earlier in the week about the Venezuelan gay barber who is not in Tren de Aragua, who's in there. There's a Venezuelan married man with a political asylum claim. He has no tattoos. He was sent because of a paperwork error. And there's another man, a 25-year-old who works as a baker in Dallas, who had an autism awareness tattoo in honor of his 15-year-old brother. He got detained 2 times. The first time he was able to speak to an agent and explain what it was, and he said, no, you're clear. He was detained again in Dallas. They did not care, and they have sent him there.
Yeah, so hopefully we fix these mistakes and we can keep going forward with the deportation.
There is a way to do, you can, it is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
You mean it's not good enough if you fix the mistake?
What are they even talking about here, right? How do you fix the mistake when Trump invokes a 1798 law to deport those without due process when judges start trying to stop him from doing it? How do you fix the mistake when they're literally using tattoos to identify gang members, but it's literally just having any tattoos? How do you fix the mistake when permanent residents are being deported without accusation of a crime, let alone conviction? And then the VP is saying, yeah, we're going to do it more. These people don't think it's a mistake. They aren't sorry that it's happening. They're not trying to fix anything because this was the goal the entire time. They relish in it. The cruelty is the point. The harm is the point. That's what Fox News probably understands. Maybe they don't understand, but either way would never admit, because when they say fix the mistake, it's missing the point that there isn't one in the eyes of the Trump administration.